Charlie, what's up? This is Ghanaian Photography. My name is Don Alabi. Today, I'll take you through how to use one light for a beauty headshot. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just go ahead and hit the subscribe and then hit the bell so you get notified anytime there's an upload. We'll be using a reflector. I know most of you know the reflector to be that shiny thing that we put under to reflect light on your subject. But today we'll be using, this is what I mostly see online as a reflector. Why they call it a reflector, I don't even know. But then we'll be using this to create some harsh lights on our model today. The basic things we'll be using today are just one light, the Godox SK300ii. This reflector in front of it, there is a grid in front of it. Now the grid is it's to direct the light, give it direction so it doesn't just spread around. See? And then we'll be using a reflector down below to fill in some of the shadows over here. I'm
Aurélie Gampeni. I'm model from Burkina Faso. You can follow me on IG. My handle is Aurélie Gampeni. I hope you enjoy this session. Thank you.
Today we'll be using my usual Nikon D750 with a 70 to 200 mm from Tamron. And the trigger we'll be using is the Godox X1T. And as I said, we'll be using the Godox SK300ii with a reflector on it. I've connected my camera to my laptop using CaptureOne as usual, you know. So we'll take our first shot with this setup. See, the light is about 1.5 meters away from our model and it's angled down. I've turned on the modeling light so you guys can see how the light is shaped on her face. We'll start by turning off the key light so that we'll take a picture. You see how the whole thing is before we introduce the light. So let me just turn it off on the trigger here. It's off. Even with the modeling light on, we have everything dark. That's what we want. We want to control the light. We don't want any light spilling over here. So let's turn on this. See, now the strobe is on. So let's fire and see what we get. Awesome. Okay, so this is what we have now. You can see the light is working magic. Now with the flash power or the strobe power, I usually don't mention it because we have different settings for different strobes. So if I mention it, you might end up using the same thing and then having a different result. So I always leave it out. So depending on the strobe or flash you're using, you may have to change the power. But then this is on 1/8 plus 3. So you can try it out. This works perfectly for a very dramatic look. This is awesome. But then somebody might say the deep shadow down here is a bit distracting or something. So we can introduce a reflector down there to clear some of that shadow. Otherwise, let's just go ahead and then take some shots with this and then we'll introduce the reflector. So let's get some shots more. And boom. Okay, let's keep it going. All right. So these are awesome pictures. Lovely, billboard worthy. See? Let's take a few more. Good. And boom. Good. So let's do some with your chin up. Good. Something like that. Lovely. Awesome. And boom. Okay, so these are lovely pictures, but let's introduce a reflector down below and see what we can get. This is not my usual reflector that I'll use. This is a bit smaller than what I normally use, so let's put it down here. And okay, so the lights will bounce here, then fill the shadows down here. So let's take a shot and see. Let's see. Boom. Okay, voila. See, we've been able to clear some of the shadows from there, even though we still have more shadows there. Let's take a couple more shots. See, lovely. Boom. Boom. And boom. So we can work around with the reflector, shift it, move it, raise it up and all that, just so we can get to mold the light the way we want. Let's see what you can get. Boom. Okay. All right, so we're getting some quite interesting pictures from this. And this is a very harsh light. So you can see that the highlights are popping, just like your subject facing the sun. See? Because this light is not diffused, it's coming straight through the grid and then hitting our subject. See, so the highlights are popping and you can see the shadows also very deep. So the transition between highlight and shadows are very, very steep, unlike the conventional soft lights that most of you are used to. I know most of you are, very comfortable with soft light, but I think you should go out of your way and then try hard lights or harsh lights, any way you may choose to call it. It's a bit challenging having all these deep shadows and all, but it's creative. It adds some creativity to your images. Don't be scared to go out of your comfort zone and try this harsh light. Just get a reflector. With this reflector, you can get one from NK. I mean, if you're a photographer in Ghana and you don't know NK, I'm sure you've been buying your things from somewhere else, but most of us know NK, and I got this from NK, so you can just contact him and then get yours. I actually got this whole set, the SK300 Mark II and the reflector from NK, even the C stand.